Hi everyone, another short video today. I have few spare minutes before my boys return back home. Lunch is finished, is done, and it's just ready on the table. All is set up for our meal together. And in the meantime, when I'm cooking and if I'm alone, as today when my husband is at home and went out with the little one a bit, of course, my brain are constantly thinking, and of course thinking mostly about parenting. And I was thinking about the recent, let's say, incident with my little one and my parents included. So everyone was in the scene, me, my parents, and my child. And I was able to capture really that moment when my childhood story came out. And that's actually conscious parenting all about, when you know that that's not yours and that's something that you inherited from your parents, and you don't get upset, overwhelmed, or something else from that. So what happened is that we were with my parents near a really small, nice castle, and my child had his bike. So there was to the entrance to the castle, this little castle, kind of castle, had a kind of ramp for stairs, but also a ramp from both sides for maybe wheelchair, push chairs, and so on. So, and of course my little one, but it was really small one, just that there on the every side was mural of the castle. And he went with the bike up on the one side and then went down on the other side, and maybe he went a bit fast, but not really that fast. I was pretty calm. He didn't have a helmet on that time. It was really, really hot. It was around 7 p.m. and it was probably still over 30 degrees Celsius. So it was really boiling hot. I was melting, and I didn't really, if there was no traffic around, it was just us, and I didn't see any need that I will put him helmet on that little really ramp, because I didn't see the need that he will hurt himself, and besides of that, it was really hot. So I was calm, I was peaceful, I was not worried about him, but my parents were. My parents were, and they were constantly, no, don't go there, it's dangerous. Why don't you put his helmet on? Why don't you do something? Why don't you set a limit and say that he cannot go there, and so on. And you could see their nervousness, something was like triggering them, something was like coming up for them. And that's actually my childhood story, and something I had to work on with my little one, because when he was born, I was unconsciously doing the same as my parents, and I still have to work on this, because my parents, based on their stories, they were constantly, when I was little, sending me messages that something is dangerous, that riding a bike is dangerous, that I don't know, going with roller skaters was dangerous, and all the things were dangerous. So constant messages. I had a lot of blockages on this movement. So a lot of my prohibitions came mostly from this part, and because of that, I was constantly in my life seeing things as dangerous, as not worth trying because you might hurt yourself, and so on. So, and when you have a toddler, you know, there is a lot of, drama around when they fall and so on. And of course you have to be careful, but I was too careful. I was always really ahead of time, seeing danger every way. I prohibited I'm aware now that I prohibited my child too many things, and this, of course, impacted a little bit of his development. But what's the conscious parenting point here is that if I was not conscious of this, I would continue this, let's say, childhood story or whatever my parents passed to me onto my kids, and I would not be even aware of that. And when in presence of my parents, like that day, I would actually freeze or feel some tension inside me when they will start to send me these messages. It's dangerous, the ramp is too high, he's going too fast, he will fall. What if he, let's say, hit his head? We will have to go to hospital. And because I was hearing the same when I was little, that could trigger unconsciously some feelings, some other things in myself, and I would probably feel some tension when they were there. But instead, I was able to separate their problems, their limiting beliefs around movement, around what toddlers can do, how they move, how they communicate with the body, and how they explore the nature. And I was separate that stuff from me, because it's not mine, it's something that I inherited, and gave them the limits and assured that I'm peaceful and calm and responsible for him and that he will be okay. So of course they were still triggered. You could see that they were nervous, despite that I was okay. And on the top of that, I was able, because of being conscious of my childhood story, allow my child to really explore the surrounding of that castle with his bike, and in this case without the helmet on, although we really always try that he has one on his head, especially when in the city and a lot of traffic is around. But this is the things that you as parents need to think about. What is your childhood story, and what is the things that you are unconsciously passing on to your kids, and you are not doing them any favor, because some of the things that you inherited, of course, from your parents are really good one, and are let's say also from the culture that you inherited, and they're good. But some of the things you need to think, and they're actually blocking you on your way of, let's say, allowing your kids to be really who they are. So yeah, that's it. Maybe next time when you have a bit stressful moments, observe yourself, what you feel inside, what is bubbling inside, and what maybe the childhood stories behind, and then think about correlating everything together and how to respond to your kids a bit differently than with instead of being full of emotions and not let's say acting out from your conscious self. So yeah, that's it for today. My boys will soon come. I will finish this and post it online as soon as I can. So stay tuned and see you next time. Bye bye.